Hello, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You're gathered with us today for the Cookout podcast. We're going to talk about what's cooking up in the world of professional wrestling, and we're going to do that this week with a very special awards ceremony.
Da-da-da-da.
The Horsies is what you guys have been calling it, right?
That's right. The Horsies. The first annual Horsie Awards. I guess the idea would be that we'll do like the next month or so. Basically, the month of December, the podcast or the cookout will be um, continual Horsie Awards. Like this week will be the best men's and women's, male or best men's and women's singles and tag team, and then next Tuesday we'll have some other Horsie Awards to give out. So the month of December will be Horsie Award month. The coveted Horsie Award. Let me show you. Let me show everyone what.
Technically, it's not December yet.
Technically, you're right. It's not December yet, but let me show what everyone is fighting for. This is the ultimate award, the 2002, the 2022 Gold Medalist Horsey Award. I can't even get the year right.
The true workhorse, Horsie.
You see that? He's got his little hat on and he's going to work with his lunchbox and everything. So when you see these guys wrestle that we're getting ready to talk about, that's what they're wrestling for. That coveted Horsey Award.
That number one spot. Yes.
Whether top or bottom, it's still an achievement.
Oh, okay. I'm happy just to get nominated. We'll see.
Wait. We got to give our appreciation to the power bottoms out there, too.
We have a song with us here in the live chat. Thank you, sir, for coming in.
We have to make it 5 minutes, y'all. 5 minutes. 5. And then we could say the things.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Who's here? If you're here, please chime in the live chat. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. Stay tuned for all of our content. This is
Stay out of my grape soda.
So we want to hear from you. The more the merrier. And yeah. Does anyone have anything they want to touch on before we get started?
Hey. Sorry, Cat's trying to get my...
I need you clapping. What are we clapping for?
Survivor Series War Games. Great success. Great first year at Survivor Series. Please let it be not the last time. Great success. That's all I'll say.
Interesting. We're joined by Cameron. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
You disagree? Why?
Yeah, I disagree too, actually.
Like, there's been better war games in NXT with some of these same people.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I missed the traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Like, I don't. It didn't feel like a Big Four pay-per-view, like Sammy said at the end.
I gave it a thumbs up because of the main event, but before that main event, I was gonna give it a thumbs middle.
So we're wrestling nerds. So of course we've seen, and I'm not saying that this is like the best war games, but for anyone who has not seen it, I think it was a very good display of what a war game is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that the two war games matches were the two best matches of the show. Which, if that was the goal, then that they achieved. I thought that both were really good. The middle of the show was very mid card, as Blue put it. It felt like a pedestrian pay per view, definitely.
Like, I think they did enough that we'll do this again. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do it again, but I need improvements. But I also think that it might be because,
like, if this card was Hell in a Cell, I'd been completely cool with it.
But not
now. That's the thought is this might replace Hell in a Cell because freaking WWE been drilled it down to the ground where it's not Hell in a Cell doesn't have that snap anymore. So
I would say replace the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view with a War Games pay-per-view and let's have Survivor Series as a thing.
Yeah, I miss the
I wouldn't
traditional
mind that.
Survivor Series. I wouldn't mind a War Games match and a traditional Survivor Series elimination match at Survivor Series if they want to do that 1-1. But I think you have to have a traditional Survivor Series.
Well, I think the problem with that is who do you put in the War Games match? Who do you put in the Survivor Series match? Because
Yeah, no
a
doubt.
lot of
no
those names would overlap.
Yeah, no, that's
Or
probably true.
improve your booking.
Yeah, there's always that. Although we know that doesn't happen very often, does
Yeah.
So, which category did everyone want to start out with?
it? It doesn't matter to me.
We want to go with a positive one or a negative one?
You can't
'Cause I-
ask us that.
I mean, we're shady, so
I think we should start with negative, and then
Start with the negative.
that way we'll finish on a positive, and then we
All
can
right,
go into clown of the week.
all right. So which negative are we starting on? Men's, women's, tag team, singles.
How about we do the men's?
Oh,
Men's singles.
It's on the top of my list anyway, so it makes it easier for me to read.
So the 2022 worst men's singles wrestler of the year. Alright.
Okay.
Do we do number 3 and go around, or do we each give 3, 2, 1?
Well, I think the point is to do our three. I think the goal is to each have our three and then try to come up with a unanimous choice, right? So I guess we don't want to waste too much time. Let's just go ahead and each give our 3.
All right. For my number 3, I have Mansoor.
Okay.
My number 2, I have Jay Lethal.
Ooh, all right.
And my number 1, I have Baron Corbin.
All right. So this unanimous thing is going to be harder than I thought because we already don't have any crossover.
So when you say worse, why was Jay Lethal and Mansoor the worst?
This year has been shit.
what have they gotten booked in?
It was looking great. I was like, oh man, Jay Lethal's going to be TNT champion. Holy shit. And this year has just not been great.
I'm not like
because I'm not saying he's one of the 3 worst wrestlers. I'm saying his career. This is
Yeah, I mean it's a bad. I mean, I guess the question is we didn't really etch out the criteria probably clear enough, right? Like, for future years, we'll have it. This is a learning process, so I guess we need to get some hard criteria down for what this actually means as far as worst year.
Like,
I mean, because is it the least booked? Is it the losing the most? Is it the? I mean, you know what I mean? I don't because I have some on mine that have won and lost. I mean, they don't.
Like storyline wise, I can't disagree. Although
I was thinking booking wise, who has had the roughest year, and those are the names that came to my mind in that order.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So
although Maximum Male Models could have been something. They could have.
I didn't have Maximum Male Models on the list because I believe that for Marseille, it's been somewhat an improvement from the era of what they were doing before. So I was like, it's not too bad. It's not too bad with Marseille. But Mansoor, like last year, he was tag teaming with Ali, and like it was fun. I was enjoying having Mansoor on TV.
Me on TV.
So let's get to it. You want to go, Anika? Who wants to go next with their 3?
I can't go. You go next. I still have this one.
Okay, so I guess I'll go next. In this order, number 3, I got Braun Strowman. He didn't have a great part of the first part of the year. Then he got released, talked a bunch of shit, was supposed to go. I don't know what cover your narrative was even supposed to be, but he acted like it was going to be something. Then he came back, hasn't done shit. Now he's talking shit about flippy floppy guys, and basically hasn't really done shit. So he's number 3. Number 2 for me is Nick Aldis, and I know that this is kind of weird because it's not all his fault, but just what's happened, his fall from grace being NWA champion to now unemployed, essentially. I mean, maybe that's what he wants, and maybe he's okay with that, but just the whole 22 for him has not been good. Let's put it that way. That's the way I see it. And last but not least, I got Miro, and mostly because he hasn't been around, and when he came back, he hasn't been booked. We've seen him like 3 times in the last or 2 times since he came back 3 months ago.
Did he come back and immediately get injured?
I was looking
No.
around. I googled it. It doesn't
He's
look like
not
he's
injured.
injured. As best I can tell, he's
He
not
was
injured.
doing like movie or
Yeah,
acting.
he was off doing the movie and doing some other stuff. But yeah, I
And
mean,
then
just
that wrapped, and then Seamus's wedding. And
to just 22's been horrible for him. I know he was injured, but then he came back and it's been bad, and they've just dropped the ball on a guy that's brilliant. And I read a quote today that I thought was hysterical. They said his tag team partner God is winning at the moment, so which I thought was kind of funny. So those are my 3. So I guess someone else want to go, and we'll see if any of us have any crossover, and then we can try to come up with a top 3.
I don't think we're gonna have a unanimous people. See, you go. I still.
And this is like the worst for men.
Yes,
Yes.
men's
Works
worst.
for men.
Number 3, Hook. Number
Well.
2, Punk Ass Phil. And number 1, Wardlow.
Oh. Yeah, see, now we've said 6 names and all or 9 names, and all of them are really good candidates.
I was expecting all of you to say Sammy Guevara, and I was going to be like, well, I was the only one who didn't have him on my list.
No, it has not. Okay.
He's had a really good year, really. I mean, we don't like him, but he's had a good year.
No,
Yeah.
he really hasn't. When you look at that TNT thing and his personal life thing, he just is so insignificant in life that putting him on a list like this, just there's better people.
Hey. I mean, he's gotten into like 3 backstage incidents and came out on top on all 3.
Has he? Who matches are we still talking about? Again, we're talking about Eddie Kingston. We're speculating on if Andrade comes back, and with Pam, everybody loves Pam.
Can you just leave shit on the table?
Send me in your house right
All right, Anika.
Okay. All right. No. All right. I'm gonna go number 3. Not because it's the least, but just the easiest. Tony Nese. Like you paid this dude so much money to do what? And you got him in so many freaking storylines.
I would have
lose.
preferred.
It was just
I would have preferred them getting Gulak.
I
think Gulak would have been a much bigger pick.
Gulak might have been better.
And Gulak is doing nothing in WWE.
Man, but he still has a job. He still has a job. Okay, off the top. Von Wagner. He has not improved in the ring. Just wasting time on freaking television. Why
they
are
were
you wasting my time?
They were talking tonight that he's improved. He's not been winning, but that he's been improving. And I'm like, has he? I haven't seen it. Has
What's
he?
the improvement? What's the improvement? Okay. And
From his first match to that match he had with Braun Breaker for the title, has there been improvement?
He's better at throwing people? I don't understand.
No, the improvement is now people can actually stay awake during his matches. That's the improvement.
Okay.
I usually go out to smoke.
But you're doing it awake now. Before, that will be a sleeping. Look at
You're not falling asleep while you're getting.
I can't refute. I have fallen asleep before.
And last one, I don't want to give it to him, but baby boy, Reggie, aka Scripps. Like you were doing with the 24/7 title, but then you lost it to Dana Brooke, and you was helping Dana Brooke, and that was stupid. And then now you're big day, and then you end the year with the most the dumbest look ever, and you're doing this after a flip. Baby boy, who made you do this? Tell them to stop. You can say no. You can say no. Just say no.
Yeah, I think he's probably just happy to be getting creative no matter what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have 12 different names. There is
Mixed
no
bag.
crossover.
Well, let's do it this way. I had Corbin, Mansoor, and Lethal. Who did you guys think was the worst out of those three?
I don't want to use
Lethal.
one, but lethal.
Probably
yeah.
Lethal, unfortunately.
Okay, Lethal. All right, ALW, what was your list again?
Miro, Aldous, and Braun.
I'd probably go with Braun.
I want to do August because it's unfortunate in this.
But getting out of the company is probably what he wanted. And that's why I was thinking, I don't want to choose Aldous because he's probably happy to be gone now.
But then you got hurt. Like you got out of it, but then you got hurt.
CM, what do you think? My three, who's the worst?
I'm going to go with Braun just because he controlled irony. He controlled a lot of that. August didn't necessarily control NWA's booking, and then he got hit with bad luck. Braun is just a shithead, and he did that on his own. So,
all right, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Braun from my list. And then Anika.
Oh, it's Tony Nese. I ain't gonna let y'all vote. It's definitely Tony Nese. Y'all can vote if y'all want to, but it's Tony Nese.
All right, CM.
Yep.
Yeah, Tony Nese.
off of your list.
Yeah, no, the worst off of your list.
But if you want to defer and
Tony
be like,
Nese
no,
is the
Tony
worst
Nese
one."
needs to be on this list, we will.
I can't pick off of my list because Hook had a bad year because of booking.
Yeah.
Punk Ass Field is just Punk Ass Field.
Yeah.
And Wardlow had a combination of bad booking and shit just happening. So because of that, I'm gonna go with Tony Nese because I can't say Punk Ass Field just because I hate Punk Ass Field.
All right.
So in no
I
order
would
yet,
say
we have.
Tony Nese over Braun.
So in no order yet, we have Tony Nese, Braun Strowman, and Jay Lethal as the top three worst men
I would
singles
say
wrestlers.
Tony Nese over Braun. I think Braun's getting third. Bronze.
Okay.
Bronze for Braun.
Okay. I'm good with that. Bronze for Braun. Silver for Tony Nese.
Who's getting the gold Horsie?
Who do we pick from yours?
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal. So it's down to basically Jay Lethal and Tony
Lethal.
Nese.
Because he is still stuck trying to get over that tall motherfucker. And now he's got to deal with Jeff Jarrett.
You added Jeff Jarrett to that crap. Dang. But at least he's been on pay-per-view. Tony Nese did all that crap. He ain't got one pay-per-view.
At least Tony Nese, it does not have Satnam Singh and Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, and
so the
Tony
golden
Nese
Horsie for worst booked wrestler.
Hold on. Let me put it up. Go ahead. Announce it. Drum roll.
Jay Lethal featuring. Is he going by the Last Outlaw?
Yeah.
Jay Lethal featuring the Last Outlaw.
That's so sad. Poor Jay Lethal.
And it's all because of booking. None of it has to do with talent.
Booking.
No, definitely not. It's all booking.
We all like Jay Lethal. I
love
really
Jay
like
Lethal.
Like this year has not been good to him.
Why is he not facing Jericho with Jericho's whole ROH run of destroying ROH? Like that hasn't even been in no one's mind. That's crazy.
No, he's been saddled with a terrible storyline here, and
Jericho.
Now here's hoping for a better next year.
Between Ring of Honor shutting down and him having to figure out what to do and going to AEW and it looking like, oh wow, cool, Jay Lethal's in AEW. We're gonna get to see Jay Lethal in AEW, and it really hasn't been anything exciting at all. In fact, it's been quite non-memorable or terrible.
Here's the problem. Jay Lethal just is in a company with a bad booker.
Yeah.
The moment was when he intruded upon the Men of the Year and Sammy Guevara for the TNT title.
Oh God.
When that was the moment when Jay Lethal hasn't recovered. He went into a firestorm of heat.
Honorable
got
mention Scorpio Sky, because that TNT run should have been better, but bad booking got you into a freaking Sammy Guevara whirlwind. And
Was that really this year?
that was this year, man. That
This
was
has been a long
most of
year
this
for
No.
wrestling.
That was
It
most of
feels
this
like
year.
a decade ago.
Right?
It just
Cody-
seems so. You know what? We gotta move on.
Cody held the TNT title this year.
Holy
We're
shit.
gonna go into the vortex.
All right. So what's next? What's the next category?
It's really fucking this year.
Are we doing women's worst wrestlers next? Or
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do women's worst wrestlers next.
Well, shouldn't we go negative, positive, negative, positive?
Sure.
to brighten the mood up? Okay.
Yes.
Well, wait, I think
So we're gonna do best men
let's do best men
or
tag.
best women?
Women.
Wins? Okay. Best women's.
Best,
I said women.
best female wrestler of the year. How's that?
Okay.
Sammy?
Number 3,
Kick
I
it up.
have Jamie Hayter.
Hey, I got Jimmy Hayter number 3 too.
Number 2, I got Siri.
Okay.
Who?
And number 1,
I didn't know.
Bianca
Seriously, say
Belair.
it again.
Julia's former tag team partner, the champion
Siri.
in Stardom.
Okay, go.
Number 1,
number
Bianca
1.
Belair.
All right.
Okay.
So for me, number 3, I got Jimmy Hayter. Number 2, I got Bianca Belair. And number 1, I got Jade Cargill.
Interesting. Why Bianca number 2 and Jade number 1?
Mostly just because of the whole Becky debacle at SummerSlam.
Was that this year too? that honestly felt like a long behind time ago. That really
Yeah.
does.
And that was only 6 months ago. If it wasn't for that, I mean, the only reason that because Bianca's lost and been shown kind of vulnerable a couple times where Jade just has not. I think that's the only slight difference for me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's character.
Yeah.
Character wise, yeah. CM, you go.
All right, number 3 for me, I have Mickie James for her career renaissance. Jamie Hayter, number 2, and number 1 is a tie between Naomi and Sasha Banks. Don't care what you say. They had a great year because they walked the fuck out of WWE and have not missed a check and have increased their rates. You love to see it.
Hey, hands up, don't shoot. I ain't gonna fight with you.
What you got?
All right. Number 3, Becky. You know, it's like it's hard to come out of. It's hard to make chicken into chicken salad, and she did that. So we got mad respect for that. Number 2. Okay, real quick, are we doing best newcomers or not? I mean, not today, but just in general.
I don't know. I guess we could do a best breakout or best newcomer category, I suppose.
Because that will affect
What
my
is-
number 2 if we are.
Yeah.
You can always repeat later.
Okay. You know what? Bump it. Willow. I love Willow came out of the gate. I had no clue who she is, and I am a big fan. So I'm like, come on, boo boo, give her everything. And then number 1, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair. Even when she got beat, they still pushed her. Like she did. Like she lost to Becky, but I think that was it. I don't think she lost to anyone else. And then she got the belt back in March. So and then she been a bomb behind champion. So yeah.
So just out of curiosity,
what was your number 3?
Number 3 was Becky. Becky Lynch.
CM.
Oh.
Mickie James.
Mickie James.
career renaissance. Just out of curiosity, why is Jade not on either of your lists and you can't see him?
The in-ring quality is like no. Her character wise, she's been going full force. She will definitely be in my top 5, but in-ring wise, she still needs at least 2 more matches to be in top 3.
For me, she would be my number 4.
Like, yeah.
She was on my list, and then I was like, no, I'm going to give it to Jamie.
I'll be quite honest. Her storyline, she hasn't had like a consistent, interesting storyline. Her in-ring quality improved when she was actually given things to do, but when they have nothing for her, she doesn't get the reps that she needs in the ring.
Yeah,
and then you see it in the next match.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, all of that ties into storyline.
I can see that. That makes sense.
For Jamie Hayter, at the beginning of the year, I would have never guessed she would have been the world champion.
No doubt.
But here she is, the world champion. I'm like, man, they should have given her the title at the last pay-per-view.
But if they had, would she be in the position she is now? I don't think she was ready just yet.
Well, I mean, what happened last review? Sriracha came out. It's been a whole month with Sriracha, and Sriracha wasn't even there for Dynamite. I mean, like that part, y'all could have just out the window.
So we all had Jamie Hayter and Bianca Belair on our lists. All 4 of them.
3 out of 4.
So those got to be 2 of the 3, right? I mean, I guess
Yes.
number 3 would be Jamie Hayter. Right?
I would say Hayter. I would have Belair at 1, Hayter at 2, and someone else at 3.
Okay.
It's probably. Can I put it in my nomination?
Well, who was your so
another one? Sure.
Well, mine was Suri, which Stardom. I understand, like, not everybody watches Stardom, but like former MMA, like extremely talented, was the tag team partner of my favorite wrestler in Stardom. Like, she's very good, and PWI had her at number 1 on their list. Do you think she makes the cut for number 3 on ours?
I mean, we know who number 1 is, so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't care. I mean, I can't really comment because I don't think I've ever seen one match, but I'll take your word for it as the, as the leader of the pack here. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. If CM's okay with it.
I'm not the leader. I'm just the Leo.
I will take this today. But this will come back sometime.
All right, win for Japan. Woo!
But the number 1.
The number one.
Bianca Belair, the EST.
Against the wall.
She is the workhorsiest.
The workhorsiest.
Just WrestleMania wise, that was a bomb behind entrance. I'm just saying, we just got killed.
And
clap it up.
Also, you mentioned the WrestleMania match with Becky. Like, I popped for that bump. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, holy shit.
Right now, she is Miss WrestleMania to me. For right now, she has been killing it every WrestleMania. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Even though it's been 2, whatever.
All right. So what's next? Do we want to do a tag team award next?
Worst men's tag team or worst women's tag team?
Let's do worst women's because I know I actually have 3 of those.
I don't have 3. I don't have 3 worst women's tag teams.
I do.
I only have 2. I couldn't even think of fucking.
I'll start.
Oh my god! Right. Are we doing worst women's tag teams?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going last.
All right.
I'm gonna piggyback off of somebody else's.
So I was changing the third one a lot, and I eventually landed on Raquel and Aaliyah.
I forgot about them.
They actually won the belt.
They did win the belt.
They actually won the belt
over Damage Control. Yeah, they won the belt.
Yeah.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So yeah,
Oh, me
that was
too.
a thing that happened. Next, I have Nikki and Dewdrop.
Oh.
Okay.
It could have worked though.
Okay.
They're not second place because it's their fault. They're second place because of how they were booked.
Okay.
And
Continue.
number one, I have, of course, shout out to everyone who loves them. But I got Starks and Booty Giuliani.
Like that just ended. That just ended 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
ago.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
I mean, it was okay. Fair point. They're better than Zoe Starks and Io Shirai. They're better than that.
Yes.
Like, there weren't no stupid behind backstage whatever foolishness. So yeah, I'll give them that.
What's up, Blue? I don't want to say finally, but it is 8:02. We have been live for 32 minutes.
He had.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
He knew that we want to get monetization, so he's trying to time his interests after.
All right. That's right. Now we're after dark. We're uncensored now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, anything after 9.
No, you're not.
No.
No.
We're not. No. All right. Who's going next?
Based off of previous shit.
That's right. Anika, you want to go next?
Let's see him go. I haven't been able to interview yet.
You know what?
You know what?
I got you next time, maybe. I got you next time.
Next time, maybe.
I have Tamina and Dana Brooke,
Okay.
Ugh.
Anna J and Ty Mello.
Yeah.
The baddies.
Oh. Which baddies? Red Velvet and Kiera Hogan?
Layla Gray and Kiera Hogan.
Okay.
So
That's
many
what Wayne
chances.
used to say too, Blue.
Well, we hope you're not too sick, and we hope you get better soon.
Yes. But like so many chances to get the belt back, and you don't get it back. I have questions.
As Disturbed taught me, just because you're sick doesn't mean you can't get down.
Tell me again who your number 3 was, CM. I'm sorry, I missed it.
My number 3, Tamina and Dana Brooke.
Okay. Tamina and Dana Brooke. Okay.
Yeah, we all remember.
Yep. All right. Now, Anika, it's your turn.
I was gonna make it real quick. Everybody that was in that doggone tag team tournament that wasn't Toxic Attraction or Damage Control. That was basically what I was
Who
going to
was
say.
in it? I need names.
That tournament was booty.
Oscar and Alexa.
Who?
Nikki and
Okay,
Dewdrop.
She just wants to give the Horsie for the worst to
Nikki
that
and
tournament.
Dewdrop.
And what was the other team?
What? Wait, what? Wasn't it Natty and Shayna? Wasn't they in there?
Natty and Shayna.
Weren't they in there? I believe they were.
Shayna and Nia Jax, right? No, Natty and Shayna.
No, Natalia and Shayna.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So, all right. So, just in case, them are number 3. I was gonna say Aaliyah and what's her name? What's her name? Lord
Raquel?
Jesus. Raquel. I was gonna say something else, Lord Jesus. But but I don't really know how they won. But yeah, like that tournament was booty. And then my first one,
Giuliani.
no, Carmella and Selena Vega.
Oh.
Like, how you break up and then dude forgot you broke up. You get back together to take someone down, but you don't even do that. And then your last appearance together is getting slapped by Sonya Deville.
Has Carmella came back since then?
I don't think she has.
She had a ectopic pregnancy, so she might not be back the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
But nevertheless, like.
But nonetheless.
That team, that's probably why Sasha and Naomi left. They probably was like, "Your next challenger is gonna be them again." I'm sorry.
All right, so I'll go. I picked the number 3. I'm going to go Nikki and Dewdrop just because I don't think it did either of them, any good. I think it kind of ruined Piper Niven, and Nikki had a terrible 2022 in general. So, number 2, I have EO and Dakota just because Damage Control has been booked so bad. I know they got the title, they won the title at one point, but then they gave it right back, and they've been booked terrible. And number 1, I've got Anna Jay and Ty Mello just because Anna Jay, since going to the JAS, has been nothing, and Ty Mello's terrible with Sammy Guevara. So they're my number 1 worst women's tag
And
team.
that's so weird because last year
yeah.
they were
Ooh.
bomb. What the
Yeah.
heck?
Mhm.
Like how you like? It's like
Them
how y'all
versus
come back together
the Bunny
as
and
heels
Ford.
Yep.
and stuck.
Well, that had to be top 10 match of the year.
It definitely wasn't my book. And you come back together and you suck like this. I don't make it make sense.
I definitely respect that being on your list.
So
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
there's 3 teams that got repeated: Raquel and Aaliyah, Nikki and Dewdrop, and Anna Jay and Ty Mello.
Okay.
Let's rank those.
I'm good with those 3 in any ranking. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Definitely Dewdrop and Nikki number 3.
bronze,
They were my number 2, but yeah, I'm cool with that.
and then Raquel and Aaliyah as silver,
They were my number 3.
and then
But
Anna
I'm cool with
Jay,
that.
Ty Mello getting the gold.
They weren't on my list, but I'm cool with that.
It's just because of like what you said like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Both like individually and as a team, they were gonna be it.
Oh.
All right, Sammy.
TJ.
AJ.
TJ.
That's all they get.
That's all they get. It's so bad. That's all they get is TJ. All right. So
And her name is Ty.
in the whatchamacallit, tradition of going positive, negative. What that was a
So we got a
negative.
positive.
So we need a positive.
Let's go towards the men's side.
All right.
How about tag teams?
Best men's
I
tag
think he's
teams.
been kidnapped or he's near dead.
Why you say that though?
I think that might be the NyQuil talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's on that
Are
NyQuil.
we the worst tag team?
He's on that Tussin.
When you wake up tomorrow, explain this later.
You better be good before you get shaded while you sleep.
Oh, best men's tag team.
All right. So my number 3.
Yes.
I got RK Bro.
Oh. Okay.
My number 2. I have the Acclaimed.
Oh yeah. Shit. Yeah.
And my number 1s.
Oh. Yep.
They are.
Them ones. We them ones.
Yep.
All
I got it all figured out.
I got it all figured out.
All right.
All right. Let's see. I'll go next. I got at number 3. I got FTR. Even though they haven't been on AEW television a whole lot, they've been everywhere else, doing it everywhere, and everyone's talking about them as being the best tag team in the world, right? For the most part. I mean, number 2, I got We Them Ones, the Usos. And number 1, I got the Young Bucks, just because I think they're still the best tag team in wrestling. Every match they're in is great. I mean, I can't. So they're still my number 1 best tag team for 2022.
All right. I promised CM, so I'm gonna go, but give me a minute. Cause like no, like I had them. They threw a monkey wrench in it. Okay. All right. Can I do honorable mention? Honorable mention. Team Task. Like, Just picture Team Taz in the place of Swerve in Our Glory. Not that Swerve in Our Glory isn't doing a bad job, but what
Rampage
they
has not been the same without Team Taz.
They should have touched gold, man. Before they broke up that tag team, they should have touched the gold. All right. So let's go. Number 3, FTR. Yeah. It's crazy how they even though certain people on a heel wrestling podcast was like they're happy with other belts, but not being on AEW. They haven't doing their thing. And it's very crazy that they're not in a storyline in AEW legitimately right now. But no, they've done enough to be in top 3 for this year. Number 2, I'm gonna go with the Acclaim. I was gonna give it to Lucha Bros, but I gotta give it to the Acclaim. Lucha Bros are still feeling like the byproduct of someone else's storyline, which is very weird. It's like it feels like they don't feel like the centerpiece of their championship just yet. It's like they're going to get the Elite right now, but I feel like the Elite are still dealing with the whole Punk Phil thing, so they're not really focused on them versus Lucha Bros yet. So that's why I'm not giving them that.
They're much more trios right now instead of being tag.
Yeah.
And there was also that time that certain ones were injured, and so you would have Pac who would be teaming with Penta, or Pac who was teaming with Phoenix.
Yeah.
And a lot of matches this year were that too. So, like, if we were doing a trios, they would definitely be on my list for trios.
Like, I need them to have their own storyline where they're the main centerpiece. That's really what I want for them. But yeah, to the Acclaim, no one saw them coming. They came out like that match in Chicago. When you take Swerve, back in his glory, and you change it to scissor me dad, like, and it's not going back. They're not chanting back in our glory for Keith Lee anymore. I don't see them doing that. So yeah, the number 2 and number 1. We them ones. The Usos, the bloodline storyline, man. It's gonna be on WrestleMania. Right now, it's a matter of what stage and how it's gonna be. But yeah, they did their thing this year.
I'm honestly right now I'm okay with Sami Zayn just remaining in the bloodline forever. Like going in, like just 20 years from now, they go into the Hall of Fame all together, Sami Zayn and all.
Sami Uso.
It's gonna hurt. No,
maybe have Solo wheel out Paul Heyman in a wheelchair. I'm all down for it.
I don't want it to y'all gone too far now. Y'all can't break it up.
Sammy Blue's disappointed that you didn't scissor him back. There you go.
There you go.
That's Sammy.
There's the official scissor. All right, CM. Now we need your 3.
Number 3 is Swerve in Our Glory. Number 2 is The Acclaimed. Number 1 is FTR. The ones that were repeated were The Acclaimed, FTR, and the Usos.
I'm good with those 3 in any particular order.
I would say FTR 3, Acclaimed 2, Usos 1.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yep,
I'm good with that.
Perfect.
1, 2, and you already know they the ones.
All right. So moving along, what haven't we done? Let's see.
We haven't done the top best men, the worst women, tag team men worst, and tag team women best.
Can we save best men for last?
Yep.
I
like
that.
I
thought we were going to do it for the whole month. So are we going to do them all right now?
Well, we're just going to we're going to do more categories next week. We'll have different categories. In theory, I guess we could have waited for these as the penultimate at the end of the month, but fuck, this is Workhorse. We're always off the rails, so we started at the beginning, right?
No, putting in the work. We're giving the people what they want here up front.
We're just gonna.
That's right.
And we're gonna come
We
up
don't
with
make you
more
wait
shit
for it.
that
We're not
they
going to
want
string you
next
along.
week.
We're not
Let's
going to lead
be
you
real and
along.
let's be honest. There's going to be a week in December that we kind of all forget what the fuck is happening. So we're doing our shit early because
Hell,
honest,
we might just
up.
take an episode to just rant about punk ass.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on why punk ass Phil is a punk ass.
Hell, we could do it for Christmas. Whatever the nearest one to Christmas is. I don't know
La
what
la la la
Christmas actually
la.
falls.
CM Punk is a punk. Okay.
So that was a men's best tag team. So that was a positive one. We should do a negative. You want to do women's worst?
You're not.
I'm down. Let's get into it.
All right.
All right. My number 3 is Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
It hasn't been the worst year of her career, but it's
Pretty close.
pretty close.
Honestly, I was very surprised they did not make her turn at War Games. She actually had a decent showing and didn't turn on anybody. So things are looking up.
I actually thought she was going to turn.
Right? Things are looking up.
All right,
number 2, I struggled not making her number 1, but Cora Jade.
Okay.
And why was she not your number 1?
Because there was one person who I was just like, that's the sound I made.
She didn't make my list at all, let alone number 1. So
Sonya Deville.
really
Oh,
interesting.
She had such potential.
yeah.
And they fucked it up.
That's the sound I made though when I thought Sonya. I was just like, and that feeling, I was like, all right, she's number 1.
Is that really worse than having your skateboard digitally edited out, making you look like an even bigger knob? Like,
Where'd it go?
Where's it go? It pulled a Houdini and disappeared.
it just made it worse.
It disappeared.
And then she just
So she's not on your list, ALW?
She's not, honestly. I forgot about her. I didn't even think about her.
To be fair, they made that moment worse for her. If they had just edited the skateboard together some type of way, it wasn't gonna be that bad. But they just
at least let it break when she hits the back. But no, it's Phantos when you lift it up. And it's not even the whole thing, it's half the thing.
She only got half a skateboard.
Diet Blue Sky.
Diet Sky Blue.
it's right.
Diet Sky Blue.
Right?
Diet Roxy. All y'all tag me, bro. I need y'all to get together and someone dye their hair.
You remember the girl from New Day and Katy Perry, and there's another girl that looks like them. That's what it's like when you put her name.
All I'm gonna say is Roxy tried. She tried, y'all. Give her a break. She's only 21. You can't expect her to, turn all chicken shit into chicken salad.
All right.
I don't blame Roxy.
I'm gonna give my 3. Number 3, I got Nikki ASH. 2002 was a bit of a train wreck all the way around.
Was it really?
What?
What made 2002 so bad?
Well, the ASH character was terrible.
2002?
2002?
Yeah, 2002. It was a terrible year. 2022. Sorry. Jesus Christ. I cannot speak properly. All right. So number 3, I got Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash.
It
Uh,
was ass.
number 2, I got Queen Zelina. Just because they made her queen and then never did shit with her. Not they were doing shit with her
That was
before.
last
But
year. That was last year.
are you sure?
Yeah, she won Queen of the Ring like August of last year.
But then it carried into this year.
it.
The
Oh,
gimmick
whatever.
carried into this year, and then it just.
Well, yeah, you're queen for a year.
Yeah, and it basically ended up like the piece of Core Jake's skateboard that just.
But you need to
Where'd
do
that go?
another tournament.
I
Never
never saw
met
it.
that.
Never existed.
And then number 1, I got Shotzi. They called her up from the main
Aw.
roster. She hasn't done anything but be sitting in catering and then lose matches when she is on TV. I feel terrible because I love her to death. She
I think
deserves
this
better.
year might be better than last year.
You think so? I don't know. I mean, she's on the main roster and she's on TV, but I don't know.
I mean, last year she was with Athena, and they were
Tegan.
tag team partners, and that didn't suck.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, she
and-
was also with Athena, but she was then with Tegan on the main roster, and they
Yeah.
won all their matches and never got a title shot. And then
Yeah.
Tegan got let go.
But at
Yeah,
least
I
in
think that's
NXT, she kind of stood out as one of the better women's, whatever. She was kind of a bigger fish. Now she's.
Blue,
Yeah.
you old.
So those are my 3.
I had to say it, Blue. You old.
I don't want to hear that. I'd already been graduated almost 10 years at that point, so shut up.
I was in like, depending on what part of 2002, I was in like fifth
Uh,
grade.
I was 26 years old.
Well, 12 years old. Yeah, 5th grade. Yeah.
I think I was in 4th grade.
Fuck all of you. All
Nobody
right, let's
said
I
about
was not
right
11.
along
I was
here.
sleeping in math class.
All right. CM or Anika, who wants to go next with their 3
Not
worst women?
I was probably torturing my teacher with some
That
sort
is
of
not right. I was
existential
drinking
question.
something.
Nobody told you to be pouring liquid down your throat. Sammy's over here talking about how he's torturing teachers and shit. Bad Sammy joke. Bad.
All right.
I was the kid who didn't like how long the math questions took, so I made a new equation to solve the math questions in less time.
What?
4th grade, we did accelerated math.
Well, the answer's right though.
Yeah, every time.
So I cannot.
I was just able to take it from like 8 steps to like 3 steps, and
Hey,
What's your
mark
answer?
that.
No.
Hey, I can't knock that. Okay.
All right, who's going
What do you
next?
got?
smart but lazy.
But smart but smart. Work harder. Work smarter, not harder.
No doubt.
All right. So I like Sammy's list, but I'm gonna try to go. I'm like I agree with Sam. I agree with Sammy. Period. But no. I gotta put my. I gotta put her in here. Number 3, Lash Legend. Lash Legend. They've been trying to hype her up. They've been giving her opportunity. The baby girl on TV hasn't been improving. I think she should have had a couple of more reps before they gave her this big behind spot. But she hasn't been picking up the ball like she needs to. So Lash Legend number 3. Number 2. I'm gonna say I'm still from Sammy Bliss because daggone it, man. Like you really couldn't give her a basic storyline. Like even in War Games, you can't make her turn on nobody. Like she's just there. Like,
And she's so good.
She was the #1 merch seller last year for active wrestlers.
And she's so good. I mean, she's such a good wrestler.
like bring back the goddess. What are we doing here? You need more people. You need more. I won't say more heels, but yeah, nope. You need more heels because they're control all together. So yeah, okay, yeah.
Do we want Alexa to be a full-on heel again? Because I
She-
kind of prefer her to be a tweener.
I wish she'd just go away.
She was better as a heel. 2017 SmackDown, and she was pure on goddess, just pissing me off going against Naomi and stealing her belt. Yes, I hate her, but she was rightfully in her pocket as a heel. And I'm gonna flip it. Number one, I'm sorry, Corey J is number one, bro. I'm sorry. Will you become a gift because your inanimate object said, "I am not down with this. This is stupid." Oh, what the? Where'd it go? I'm sorry. And she has not recovered from it. I don't care what no one says. It was stupid. And like think about it. They were priming her. They're like, all right, she's gonna beat Mandy Rose, and it's like somewhere in the line, it's like, wait.
I think she's missing out on her true
No.
calling in life.
Huh?
I think she is missing out on her true calling in life.
Which is what?
A magician's assistant. You cannot tell me I'm wrong.
She got magical powers.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna fight with you. I'm not gonna try. Oh my gosh.
Was she Elena Black before in the Indies? Was that her name?
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Been too long.
All right, CM, who are your three?
Hold on. Because now I want to know. So I have Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey did all that hoopla, and yes, she was Elena Black. She did all that mess, and she's nothing and no one. And good God, if her eyeliner gets any bigger or thicker, it's going to be in her massive forehead, and no one wants to see that.
That thing he had on SmackDown, bro. I'm like, what? Who did this to you, and why did you think this was good, bro? You look.
I mean, between her and Paula, who looks more like they got a black eye and they're trying to cover it, and they're 5. Britt Baker is number 2 for me. She has not had like a really good storyline, and her behind the scenes antics are leading her to very much CM Punk level without CM Punk talent. I'm sorry, this woman does not have the talent on the mic or in the ring that everyone tries to give her. She doesn't.
I think you stick to the strip. You're the heel. You cannot be doing babyface promos, and you're the freaking heel. Oh my God! Like now what they're gonna do with Sriracha. Now what they're gonna do with Sriracha. She's gonna be in the corner. We gotta rehabilitate her, and she just got here because you want to be a baby face, but you a heel.
And I have Toni Storm at number 3 because, to be quite honest, Toni Storm, while she was on TV a lot, never really had a good storyline, and she's kind of blah. The ones that were repeated the most were Alexa Bliss and Cora Jade.
I think we all know who's number 1. But let's go ahead and try and decide who's number 3.
Who was the second person those said that was like
No one else was said besides those 2 repeatedly.
All right, so throw one out there that you think should be 3.
My number 1 was Sonya, but let's not go with mine. Let's go with somebody else's.
I think it should be Lash Legend.
I'm actually okay with that.
Queen Zelina, Shotzi, Lash Legend, Baker, Ronda, Storm.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with Lash Legend.
Sammy, any objections?
Nope.
So Lash gets the bronze.
I refuse to say Lash when it comes to her. That just seems very
And who gets the silver?
The one y'all want to make a goddess.
Alexa Bliss gets the silver. And then the gold.
Thanos.
Poof! You missed it. You're gone.
We should not be laughing this
You
hard.
gotta at least
fact
say
that
the
they
names
literally
too, so that
removed-
everyone isn't necessarily.
Bruh, they could
For
have.
those that don't know, it's
Shit.
Cora Jade.
They
Is the
could have
number one
edited that so much better.
woman's worst wrestler of 2022.
It's NBC Universal. How the hell do you not edit that better?
All right. So that was a negative category. So we got a best category next. Best women's tag team, or
Yes.
Best
because the best men's is there's only two left, right?
Best tag women best, tag men worst, top men best last.
Y'all really do what's all.
I think this is a good lineup here.
So best women's.
So for my number 3, I got Chelsea Green and Deonna Purrazzo.
Okay.
For my number 2, I got Rosemary and Taya.
Okay.
And for my number 1, Boss and Glow.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right. For my number 3, I got the Hex. Number 2, I got Toxic Attraction. And number 1, I got Boss and Glow.
Who are you putting down for Hex?
Marty Bell and why am I drawing a name on her? Allison K.
Okay.
Not it.
Hater. I have Rosemary and Taya. The baddies, Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet, and Boston Glove.
So I just want to be perfectly clear. Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet are on your best list, but Kiera Hogan and Layla Gray are on your worst list, right?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. I just want to make sure I'm clear.
Layla Gray, while good, did not really gel that well with Kiera Hogan, so that kind of threw everything off.
All right. Makes sense.
A team I would have liked to have put on my list was Mercedes Martinez and Serena Deeb, but I don't think that lasted long enough for me to put it.
One more week. If it had lasted one more week, they would have been number one.
They actually did their thing.
They were so good.
All right, Miss Anika, who you got?
Okay, I have Katana and Kaden for number 3. I have for number 2. Drawing a blank here. There you go. Toxic Attraction. I mean, look at her thing. And number 1, I have Boston Glow. I mean, that they killed you put them together, and they said they're gonna make the most out of it. And again, that WrestleMania entrance was everything that I needed in my life. So yes.
Now that you mention that, as soon as this is over, I think I'm gonna go and watch that entrance back.
You got it was just a Naomi on the thing, and then the boss was just straight up in the Maserati with her hair. I'm like, yes, this is what I need.
So we have a unanimous number 1.
That's the first category so far. We have unanimous number 1.
The other 2 who were repeated were Rosemary and Taya and Toxic Attraction.
So I'm good with them in any fashion, either 2 or 3. I don't care how they work out.
Sammy?
I mean, if you're asking me, I got to go Rosemary and Taya.
And number 2?
2 or 3?
For silver?
For silver.
Yeah, I'm good with that. And Toxic Attraction for bronze.
All right, which means our number 1 is.
Oh, yep. Hold on.
The Boss Bitches, yo.
I love that they haven't been on in over 3 months, and they're still the number 1 women's tag team of the year.
It's been longer than 3 months. been
Oh,
like,
okay. 4 months, 5 months, I guess. When August or something? When do they?
I think it was July. So
I think it's been
Oh,
about
was it?
7
yeah,
months.
5 months.
Yeah.
6 months.
I
6
think it's
months.
been longer than that. I think it's been about 7.
Damn. All right.
Maybe
So that was.
less.
So we only got 2 categories left. Is that right?
Mhm.
The next one that we're doing is tag men's worst.
Tag men's worst. All right.
Well, some of these categories are a lot quicker than others.
Yeah. No
All
doubt.
right, so for my bronze,
Oh. Go ahead.
there we go. So for
Talk
my
about
bronze,
chick disappearing, a scammer disappearing, and you disappear like twice. See, that's why you don't say nothing about nobody.
we're gonna blame Cora Jade for that.
Yes, we are. Where'd
I
he
think it
go?
disappeared just like the skateboard. All
So
right. Number 3.
I got Warjo.
Okay. Yeah, I can't
Like,
argue with that. They didn't make my list, but I can't argue with that. It's terrible. I mean, as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, you're right.
plus side, we got Samoa Joe ending up with 2 titles. So it ended well. It ended well. Number 2, Men of the Year. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And number 1, Madcap and Corbin.
That was this year. Why is all this stuff this year?
Because Vince.
First time somebody's made me actively root for Baron Corbin.
Damn.
I don't like Moss. Do not like Moss at all.
He has to
Really?
be bad.
More than Baron Corbin?
Had me rooting for Corbin.
Wow.
All right. So let's see. My number 3. Number 3. I hate putting these guys on there, but it's really simply because of circumstance. I got Top Flight just because they can't seem to stay healthy. One comes back, the other one gets injured. They have match, so I got them at the bottom.
I can tell you how to resolve that. They should take the RVD approach and just smoke a shit ton of weed. You cannot get hurt if you're high as shit.
Cannot get hurt if you high as shit. Somehow I don't think that's true, but
I don't know. I heard that a drunk man got picked up by a tornado and just woke up completely fine.
Well, let's be real. What's RVD's biggest injury?
I have no idea.
You don't hear about RVD having to have back surgery and shit.
Yep.
Why? Because he was
all that weed in his system. Number 2, I got Private Party. They're so talented, and they're stuck on Dark and Dark Elevation, and with Matt Hardy and bad story after bad story after bad storyline. I'm not sure I understand why. Again, so talented and just not getting the. And number 1 for me, simply because of the fact that they were so good together, and now they're separated. I got Jurassic Express. I like the storyline, but just the breakdown of the team, and the fact that they're not together, and Jungle Boy has kind of been. I don't know. I see him as kind of cooled off a little bit since they've split them. They're both kind of cooled off a little bit since they split them up. Whereas Jurassic Express was in line for a title shot, and so I don't know. I just think all around for them, it's been a bad 2022 as far as breaking them up.
And them being champs wasn't entertaining at all either.
That too. They didn't have a good run either as champs. So those are my 3. CM, Anika?
Hold on, I have to address this. No. Their worst team is CM Punk, and they still, because how the fuck does Matt Jackson not have a mark on him? Yet you swung on him, CM Punk.
And you was
biting Kenny Omega.
Like y'all was losing that bad. Yo dude was starting biting people. You don't bite people if you winning. I'm sorry, you're not. You're not biting nobody if you're biting someone else.
CHK took my advice. He was high as shit, so he wasn't feeling shit. They still though.
They got the surprise and fought dirty, and yeah.
And they still lost.
It's still lost.
That's almost as bad Actually, that's worse than your skateboard getting edited out. At least we can laugh about that.
You
If
asked
you
for the
have the
fight, you
advantage,
fought dirty, and still lost.
if you have the advantage, you fought dirty, and you trained MMA, and you lost some motherfucking young bucks. Super young bucks.
Got super cute with the side flap, and that was it.
If that,
Oh my god!
there's no coming back from that.
Fucking
You
need to
threw
change
the
the name.
first punch.
Oh
Who threw the first punch? The people
Uh,
who bought the lawyer? The people who bought the lawyer threw the first punch.
No. Not them. Punk and Ace Steel threw the first punch.
How do you know Matt Jackson's punchable face? How?
Do you think they went into that room with that in mind? All he's got to do is see my face. That's all it's gonna take.
I feel like that's why they let him go in first.
you can't convince me that Matt Jackson thinks he has a punchable face.
I think he knows he has a punchable face, and I also think they put him first so he can get fucked up, and they did it.
That's fucked up. Send Matt in first.
And he just, the punk just couldn't get the job done. He still had to throw a chair and fight.
Yeah. Nick ate a chair, right? It was Nick who ate the chair.
throwing chairs and stuff. What kind of pump behind Nick?
Hold up, pause. Let's rethink this. The person who came in first, the most punchable face out of all of them, is the one who didn't end up with anything. Brother caught a chair, and his homeboy got bit. And those two things happened by the same person. The person in the front who got punched in the face.
If it wasn't serious, this is like a Three Stooges flick where he goes in and then he ducks and then Nick gets the chair and that's it.
So the way it comes off to me is that Matt Jackson was handling his shit with Punk. There was Ace Steel who was fighting dirty, and Kenny wasn't willing to fight back.
In his words, my wife!
Kenny was just trying to get the dog. Kenny was like, fuck you people. I'm getting the dog. So he goes to get the dog. Ace Steel is like, oh, fuck no. I can't get the mat. And I'm like, Nick with this chair. I said, with you, motherfucker. And he went for the dog. Ace Steel was like, so it looks like Larry bit him. And then he bit him. Only thing is, good God, was he hungry? Because he, like, did y'all see that bite mark?
That was there after days. It was there after days, bruh.
His chest.
Somebody's got to have footage of that. I got to see it.
You know, come on.
There's hidden footage somewhere. You got.
Cutler was in the back with the camera.
Cutler had to have it. MJF was there, so I know he yelled out words. And I know
security guard.
Securities, like those security cameras caught that. Also, yes, he knows he has a punchable face. That's why he plays up the punchable face. You cannot tell me he doesn't know. I know his mama looks at him every time and it's like, I wanted to punch you when you came out. Not because you hurt me or anything, but because you have a fucking punchable face.
The Fallout Brawlout at All Out is going to be one hell of a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Bro, right? Tell me when
the whole season.
Right?
That'll probably be our first ever review of anything on television.
That is so going to be a whole season. And even
right?
2022.
All right. You two both still got to give your 3 worst men's tag teams.
Okay, my 3 worst are Gallows and Anderson, Private Party, FTR. With the exception of Private Party and FTR booking, Gallows and Anderson booking, and you don't need a second pool. Going back to WWE was not your best bet.
I don't know. They're gonna do the Japan. They're gonna do the Japan. They're gonna do it.
Are they?
Yeah. I think that honestly, I think the Good Brothers have had a good 2022. They've been all over the place.
It was this last move. this last move
Yeah,
is what really killed it.
yeah, maybe.
I think this might be their last run.
Yeah, I would assume so.
I think that after 3 years, the Good Brothers and AJ might all retire and take backstage jobs making matches
Not
for
AJ.
WWE.
I need
Definitely
AJ
AJ.
to still jump over to
Definitely AJ.
AEW. I
AJ
still
is
feel
like 50
like
years old, girl. You're gonna have to let that go.
I feel it in my bone though. I like I feel before he retires, him and the young. Okay, for me, because I haven't seen it live yet. I need him and the Young Bucks to get together one last time, and then ride off into the sunsets. But that's what I need for my
He
life.
wants that cushy, comfy WWE backstage job where he can make a good salary and do a tenth of the work.
I'm not knocking that. But don't be selfish. Think of me. I need Bullet Club together just one time. Everybody.
Don't be selfish.
Don't be selfish. Think
That-
of me. I
That might
love
be
it.
my favorite line of the night.
Oh my
What
god.
type of Generation Me shit is this?
That should be our fucking channel's motto.
Don't be selfish.
Don't
Think of me.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, Miss Anika, it's your turn now. Can't say not me again. You gotta give us 3.
In the words of my boy Blue, I'm gonna go backwards. Number 1 is the freaking team of Tony Nese and his boy and Mark Sterling. Oh my gosh, it felt like they were getting a push, but not getting a push. Like they kept going against the tag team, but still getting beat. Weren't it the same people who were getting beat by Who was getting beat by Warlord and Joe every freaking week? It was them, wasn't it? No,
Who
definitely
is
it
the
was
other
them
guy?
with
What's the other guy's name?
Josh Woods.
Josh
Thank you.
Woods. And Josh Woods is fire. He can be someone by himself, but them together, that was stupid. Definitely, Delver and Swerve in Our Glory was a bunch of times they lost for no good freaking reason, and then try to put him against the Acclaim and take away the scissoring. That was dumb as ham fat. Like, what is we doing with this group? What are we doing?
Yeah, Rock crushes scissors, paper covers rock. That whole segment, I remember it. Yeah.
Right? Oh my god, that's number 1. And now I'm gonna go down.
Yep.
Number 3. I don't want to give it to him, but I don't see him get a choice. I gotta give it maybe to New Day. New Day. Like this year could have been better. It hasn't been, and that's not their fault.
It's Rich Holland's fault.
Booking. They ended out though. They ended on a good note because them versus the Usos for them to defend their record, that was a banger match. That was a banger match, but that was not enough for me not to put them on the list. So
did you call out Rich there?
What?
I said when she said it's not their fault, I said it's Rich Holland's fault.
You're not wrong. You are correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've suffered a lot from lots of
the
big.
Brawling Brutes.
Yeah, they've suffered a lot from lots of big.
Honestly, Big E probably as hot as he had ever been.
Mm-hmm. Man, we're not gonna go there because it pissed me off.
And of course, any Hoodles, who do you have for number 2?
No, you already started. You said you're now finished.
Rich Holland should not be on my TV screen. Big E is on my TV screen again. Rich Holland is not that talented. Rich Holland possibly ended the career of someone who is far more talented and gifted than he could ever hope to be.
I think he is fine as the heater to Pete Dunne.
I don't want him with Pete Dunne. If he hurts Pete Dunne, I swear I'm going to find him. I'm going to hurt him.
He is the Kevin Nash to Pete Dunne's Shawn Michaels.
What
No, you did not just say that he was that Rich Holland is the Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is big sexy, Big Daddy Cool. What the hell is the matter with you?
Sammy?
You're on an island on your own there, bro. I can't help you.
Well, I mean, also comparison feet done to Shawn Michaels is also a big gap too.
But that's accurate. So
that's close enough.
It's closer. I don't know that it's accurate.
That is true. The gap is a lot smaller. The gap is a lot smaller.
Okay,
you
how
are
about
correct.
this? Rich Holland is a less talented Marty Jannetty. Boom.
Okay, I'll take that. We'll take that one. We'll take that.
Well, I was thinking of a heater. He was a tag partner.
Otis by himself is actually really good. By himself, it's like plain potato chips. If you're hungry, maybe. Otherwise.
All right. Who's your number two, Anika?
And thank you for this time because I got it and it's perfect.
I tried, Ridge. I tried.
But don't try no more. The diet. Sweet. Jesus. Why? Why would you make them shave their beards? Why would you give them a cockeye on purpose? What are we doing with what are we doing with this
because they needed something to talk about that was more laughable than Cora Jade's whole skateboard debacle. And we can't talk about Yes Boy all the time. So
I still think the skateboard's worse. But and then you had the whole not invasion, but unification of NXT UK in America, and they're not on the ticket. Come on.
No love.
Be like Elias. Put them in a doggone cellar for a month. Let them grow their beards back and come back as good little young veterans. Do that. This is stupid.
The only ones repeated were Private Party.
Yes.
Adika hasn't said her one yet. Oh, yes,
Yes,
she did. I'm sorry, you're right. I'm my bad.
I went in a different direction, but yes.
So Private Party was the only one crossover, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I don't think you're number one.
Yeah.
I would have Private Party number 3.
I'm surprised 2 of y'all had them on your list, to be honest.
It's the booking, and because they're so fucking talented, like
yeah,
them on TV, them in the crowd, them doing a whole bunch of stupid, reckless shit was entertaining. And lately, they just have not been on the TV doing anything of note.
Is the CFO still together? Is that still a thing?
Sort of.
Time to bring back the system here. So, my 3 were Ward Show, Men of the Year, and Madcap and Corbin.
Okay.
Out of those 3, who do y'all think was the worst?
Fuck.
Men of the Year. And
Ward
just because the whole Sammy tornado of foolishness, honestly.
Warjo had an end game. Men of the Year has not.
Yeah, I'm good with Men of the Year.
All right, then we have Top Flight.
Private Party.
Okay. So
dang. Okay, so it's a Private Party for Wise Man's list, for ASW's list.
Well, Private Party came up twice. So what if we say Private Party number 3, Men of the Year.
Number 2.
Well, let's find what the other candidate is, and then we can talk about order.
Yeah.
Because the other one might be 3rd, might be 1st. We don't know.
My list, no really good contenders. But we have New Day, The Dyad, Nice, Sterling, and Woods.
Take your pick.
I'm with The Dyad. because like
For
while
number
they
one?
have something to do now.
for being nominated, because
Mhm.
grizzled young veterans were too good for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like them working with Ava Rain, but yeah.
Not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, so now we have our top three. So
Men of the
I
Year,
would I would probably put the dyad at 3.
Diet at 3.
I'm
Demi
not mad
Martin.
at I'm not mad at Men of the Year being number one.
For booking, yeah, just based off the booking.
Yeah.
That god awful. Why didn't Eddie Kingston punch Sammy in the face faster?
Why would you do that?
And here's
emotions.
and here's the thing is that all of us like both of the wrestlers of this team.
Yeah.
Like individually, they are great.
They could be something.
I like them together. It is literally that Sammy shit.
Just it literally went on to job. Like one so we're doing the best. One show to be directly for CM Punk. One has to be directly for Sammy Guevara. That like it really does. Like Sammy done ruined like 4 freaking careers this freaking year. I'm so ooh, you know what?
Sammy
Moving
avoided
on.
being on the worst list, but he ended up putting 3 other guys on it.
Yeah.
Yep. So number one is going to be Men of the Year. Number two is going to be Private Party.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Oh, Men of the Year. Maybe next year will be better.
If they even come back together.
No. They were the men of this year. They're going to be different men next year. Better men. Stronger men. Faster men.
The better Men of the Year next
The
year.
better Men of the Year. Okay.
The EST Men of the Year.
EST. Of
All right.
2003.
Of 2003, that's right.
Oh God, why are y'all going back 20 years?
2023, because it's easier. Why do another 2?
Because I said it was 02 earlier. The next year is 03. I mean, this is actual
2023. I don't want to go back 20 years. I was awkward as shit.
Your brain just wants to mentally block out the words 2020.
Yeah.
Yes, and I don't want shit. No. 11-year-old. God, no.
All right. So we're on to our final category, right? Best men's singles wrestler of 2022.
Yes.
And this list actually got me a little heated. I got a little pissed off thinking about this.
I don't have 3. I've got 6. I'm sorry.
We're only doing 3.
I can't do 3. I don't know what to tell
You
you.
can do
I have to go to work
honorable
in the
mention.
morning.
One honorable mention. That's
No, 3. 3 is it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give my honorable mention right now.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Timmy. Start it off.
My honorable mention is John Moxley.
He's your honorable mention.
Yes.
Let's do honorable mention.
Yeah, that's why I was getting into this. This list was pissing me off thinking about it. And I thought about it, and I was like, God damn it, Punk. God damn it, Tony. Fucking Mox should have won it all out. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all have fucking, like, putting in stumbling blocks for your best fucking talents. And listen,
all that.
Listen. Is he the best wrestler of the year? Probably. But his booking has not been. And that's what I was looking at.
I would dispute you.
And I would probably still have him at number 4. But god damn it. And now I gotta fucking say my number 3, and that doesn't make me happy either because of who it fucking is. But Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I got 6 people, and he didn't even make my 6.
Oh my god.
Mostly just because you don't see him on TV doing enough stuff. I mean, you see him doing promos and sitting around looking whatever, but I don't know. I don't feel like he wrestles enough, honestly.
But when
Number
he's
two,
on the
Sammy?
TV, it's money.
He,
It is money.
he gets time. He gets booked well. He gets paid.
No, I mean he should be on the list. I mean, he should be on the list. That's probably my bias.
But if AEW had booked John just a little bit better, Roman wouldn't be on my list.
All right, who you got at number 2?
Yeah.
Sami Zayn,
All right.
which makes me happy to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Like honestly,
So here's go ahead.
I'm really hoping that behind the scenes they're thinking, can Sammy be off of Roman? Because that is actually a decent story, and I'll be all for it. Honestly, I don't think I'm the only one.
So Sammy would be one of my honorable mentions. He's one of my 6, but I couldn't get him in the top 3 just because I don't think he's had enough memorable matches this year, actual in-ring matches. Like I mean, he's been great as part of the Bloodline storyline, but
Yeah.
In ring, I can't. I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot to go on.
Like no, because WrestleMania he made chicken into chicken salad with that whole jackass match, man. Like that should not have gone as well as it should have. So
No
I
doubt.
can't say the beginning of the year because March is pretty early. But I do get your logic though.
And number
Sorry,
one, Sammy?
I had to get ready for my number 1 because my number 1 is too sweet. I'm talking about the Switchblade himself, knife pervert Jay White.
I'm like, why y'all keep calling him Knife? I don't want that nickname. I don't want to be called the Knife Pervert.
That's his nickname. And tell me he doesn't look like he would be a serial killer with knives.
Like, call me a Swiss Army knife man or something. Don't call me the Knife Pervert.
That's his. That's. Then he shouldn't have called himself Switchblade. All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go next. I don't care what y'all say. I'm saying 3 honorable mentions. I'm saying them fast. You don't have to talk about them at all. Sami Zayn, Will Ospreay. Want to put him in. So
Zayn.
What was last honorable mention?
Zayn, Ospreay, and Jericho. I mean, Jericho. He's been champion of Ring of Honor now. He's been champion before that.
Okay.
Moving along. Number 3, MJF. Because everything he touches turns to gold. He just won the title. He's had the best promos of the year, probably. Probably enough said. Number 2, Switchblade Jay White. Same reason Sammy said. And number 1, I got Jon Moxley, just because he is the workhorse of workhorses. He's a guy that just has carried AEW on his back. He's put in the best matches overall this year, in my opinion.
Not it.
That. Fine. I don't have any honorable mentions because y'all basically did a good job. But like I said, all right, listen to y'all, it helps me. Number three, Roman Reigns. It's like you take Roman Reigns off of SmackDown. SmackDown isn't watchable. It's borderline not watchable, honestly. So you gotta give it to him. Number 2, Will Ospreay. Darling, I did not know of you, but now that we have met and I have seen you in the ring, this is a thing now. We can't let this go. I want more for you. I want you to see. I want you more in America. I want AEW to give you a gold. I don't even know why they let you lose so many times.
Stop listening over this man.
I know it was only twice. Yes. Look into my eyes. Bump Davenport. Look into my eyes. We're gonna get this gold in America, baby. We are gonna do this. Yes, we are. No. Like I said, like I don't watch indie stuff, and for you to come out the gate, and I'm like, okay, I've heard the name, I've seen you, I get it now. So yes, Osprey. And number one, John Moxley. John Moxley, man. I'm sorry. It's just like you said, Sammy. Just if you just bypass all the stumbling blocks and just let him be champion until MJF, this will be a perfect year. But
Yes.
That's not on him. He did his thing when he had the belt, so he's number one.
All right, Sam, you're last up.
This is why I didn't want fucking honorable mentions. Starks, MJF, Mox.
Starks, MJF, Mox. All right.
We have a problem.
Which is?
So we have Mox repeated 3 times at number 1.
Okay.
We have Roman Reigns repeated twice at 3. We have MJF repeated twice, one at 3, one at 2. We have Sami Zayn with the honorable mention and a number 2 ranking. Mox has an honorable mention ranking. Switchblade, Jay White.
I think we should just throw out any honorable mention.
Osprey has honorable mention and number 2. This is why I didn't want honorable mention.
Well, that's why we should throw the honorable mentions out for the voting part. Just we could say them, but just for the voting part, we should throw them out.
If you do that, then we have Reigns, MJF, Jay White, Moxley.
Well, Moxley got 3 out of 4 votes for number 1, right?
Yeah.
It
So
should be.
he's got to be number 1, right? Sorry, Sammy. I mean,
And he's my favorite wrestler. So I am not going to, throw a big deal because he was my number 4 for the year because of how he was booked this year. He's my favorite wrestler. Him being number 1 just makes me happy.
Which means the Alpha Bullet Club leader is number 2, Switchblade Jay White, because he has Bullet Club in all these damn wrestling places.
Yep.
Number 3 could either be MJF or Roman Reigns.
Fuck. This is one of those where I'll acquiesce to Roman Reigns. I guess it's got to be because he's been carrying WWE on his back, right? I mean,
No.
No.
I
He's a whiny little baby. That's why he's number 1. That's why he's on the list. Nah, Roman Reigns.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm okay with Roman. I mean, I like MJF better. I don't like Roman at all, but I get why Roman needs to be on this list.
MJF also took 3 months off, which
He did.
is a convenient excuse to say Roman instead.
But that was by choice.
In MJF's defense, he did work on wrestling-related content during that time. Roman did not.
And with 3 months off, he still had a hell of a year.
And Roman Reigns is a part-timer who's doing what he said he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
He's a part-timer holding the belts for both shows.
Jeez. I really don't like Roman.
Really
I don't like Roman, so I want to be sucked into CM's argument of keeping him off the list.
Can I
Roman
cut in?
Reigns negotiated that time. MJF threw a hissy fit. Didn't get on
You really think MJF ain't make that work? You really think that Crackhead Khan couldn't get little crackhead lawyers to make MJF come back earlier? And let's be real and let's be honest. Here's an argument that we could have. Who could that could settle this? Who could Dax Harwood have a better match with? MJF or Roman Reigns?
Don't nobody care. I don't give a blue stat. I don't know why he's part of this argument. Nah.
You could be mad at Sophie, but Dax Harwood.
But I am gonna say what the correct answer should actually be. Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay should be number 3. Will Ospreay would have a better match with Dax Harwood than either Roman or MJF would.
I don't object to that.
I don't object to that. I don't object to that. Will Ospreay gets number 3.
Let's do that.
And stay make it real easy. Thank you, Sammy.
Blue. Thank you, Sammy, for settling that debate.
All right. And our number 1 men's wrestler of the year, the ultimate workhorse.
No.
John Moxley.
I mean, he had to win. He had. The man didn't take a vacation. The man still ain't took a vacation. The man
Like he was
get a job in the company to see her.
Yeah. He didn't take a vacation. He got his wife a job at the company he works at.
Even when he took off time to go to rehab, and the company suffered because of it. He comes back clean and sober and thinks that something that would break everybody else, having to carry a fucking company on their back. He's just like, you know what? I'm good. And goes on like it's nothing. Man, give that man his flowers.
Who was watching the baby though? Who was watching the baby?
RJ City.
So the baby is clearly with her uncle Eddie, and she's learning how to hustle people very, very quickly. Him and Monkey are like teaching her how to do these things. That's why Renee be side-eyeing her, because her baby comes back and be wanting like all the bodega food and be like, Ma, I don't want no poutine. I want I want to go to the bodega, Mama.
No,
and John
it'd be hilarious.
is like happy that his daughter is growing up the way he always wanted her to, surrounded by love and wrestling. So
he already said she's insane. He already said she's insane already.
So, what do you think next week we reopen the discussion of MJF versus Roman Reigns?
So we do a top list, and then the rest of the time is
no. We just open up and we debate it. Let's give it.
We just talk about
think it over, and we'll start off next week, and we'll just
we'll have more Horsie Award categories for next week. We'll let you guys know what they are during the week, and if you can give your input on who you guys think they should be during the week on Facebook or Twitter, please do. In the meantime, we're going to give CM the floor so she can give us her clown of the week.
Clown of the week. Once again, it's going to a group of people, not just one person. It's a group of people who cannot just simply sit the fuck down and enjoy a flippy floppy match. I'm sorry that, let me phrase that because I'm not sorry. I apologize that you don't like super kicks. I apologize that you don't like spots. I apologize if the Young Bucks, being complete and total dick heels, which is what they are, complete and total dick heels, offend you. I apologize for all of that. I apologize that you can't handle a match where someone sets someone up and then they do a really cool high move. Oh, if your heart breaks because of that, get the fuck over it. Y'all sit up here day after day complaining about, oh, they do super kicks too much. Oh, this match is no psychology. And then when you have an actual physical wrestling match, you're bored off your tits. Bruh. If you hate something just because of the company it's in, it makes you a clown. If you hate something because you couldn't get a job there, it makes you a clown. If you hate something because you're Disco Inferno or Vince Russo or Jim Cornette, you just ain't shit and you're a clown. And Jim Cornette, please go get your wife something to do outside, like the hot tub. Folks, like what you like. And don't spend every waking moment complaining about, I hate Young Bucks. They matches have no psychology because all they do is kick each other. Oh my God. I don't want to watch the Lucha Bros because they can't do anything but flip flop and move. Get over it, people. We don't want to see headlocks all the time. When you see that in WWE, again, you're bored out of your mind. The only reason you hate it is because WWE can't book it. And they can't book it because they don't understand what the fuck is going on in the world. Get over it. Also, yes. Get off Twitter, Braun. Braun, I want to make you the clown of the week, but your whole life is clownery. We all know that you're secretly upset because you lost your man, like you lost your girl to an indie wrestler. That's really why you're upset. And then you're also upset because the flippy floppy guys can outwork you any day of the week. They have cardio. They have stamina. Two things that we could never accuse you of having. last but not least, for the people like Braun, you might want to stop talking shit on Twitter, because every time you talk shit on Twitter, you end up fired. And in another company ran by a cokehead, brush up on doing something better with your life than, just hitting on people who can do your job better than you. Get better, improve in the ring, and, maybe one day you too could be a flippy floppy guy. Shit, even the Big Show could do big moves. And he was legit 7 feet and wasn't wearing red skinny jeans like a little slap nuts. So that's my plan of the week. Braun, you ain't shit, and the people who agree with you ain't shit. He said,
I didn't realize Braun had a girl to lose.
Camille. With her current with Bram, Charlotte's ex-husband. He was engaged to her, and now he's messing with Raquel, and her Trumper comments are really kind of creepy. But y'all, folks get mad when I talk about how a whole bunch of wrestlers are Trumpers and would really not benefit from Trump ever again. But oh well.
On that note, you want to take us out, CM?
All right. So, on a little special note, on Friday, well, we're recording on Friday, but Friday, Saturday, it'll drop sometime. ALW and I will be doing some under the radar reviews. It's going to be pretty cool, so stay tuned to the channel for all of that information. Of course, you'll also find us here at 10:30, not 10:30, sorry, folks, y'all will be extra late, at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Friday for our live watch along for Rampage. No, we will not show you the actual stuff on the camera. Please stop thinking that we will, because you don't pay us enough money to deal with those fines. And as much shit as we talk about Tony Khan, he would definitely come after us. That's where you can find us on Friday. Stay tuned for more stuff on Saturday, potentially other days, and come back next week for the Cookout podcast. So we're going to talk about MJF versus Roman Reigns. Stay tuned to our social media for our best and worst list that we just did tonight, as well as other lists that we will be having out on our social media. Interact with us. We're pretty cool on Twitter and all that good stuff. Unless you catch me on a bad day. Should I look? But we hope that you have a great day. Stay warm, stay safe, stay clean. Make sure you clean your chicken.
Bye.